So we are in Spokane, Washington, and I am here with
GW, president of the National Association of Buffalo Soldiers True Motorcycle Club.
Awesome. These are a lot of people just to show up just for a podcast. So how big is your club overall?
We have over 120 chapters. We're a national organization and also international with Korea and Germany.
Wow. So who are the Buffalo Soldiers? Like, how did the name come about for the motorcycle club?
Well, the name Buffalo Soldier goes back to the black regiments back in the 1800s. So our founder, Ken Thomas, wanted to pay homage to those soldiers and have people remember their history. So when we say Buffalo Soldiers, it comes from the name of the actual black service members back in the 1800s. The Buffalo Soldier paved the West. Those were the guys that did the telegraph lines, helped build the railroads, protected the stagecoaches. So many things that the Buffalo Soldiers have done, but yet history doesn't bring it all to light. They were the first park rangers in the nation. Here in Spokane, they helped put out the fires in 1910. The Buffalo Soldiers weren't allowed to stay in the city of Spokane. They shipped them out across town and said, you stay over here, but when we want you, we'll call you.
Yeah.
Right? But they answered that call.
Yeah.
Despite of how they were treated, they answered that call.
Wow.
And so through all of that, through the racism and the segregation, we still got it done.
I always appreciate history because it helps us frame how things are today and give perspective. I didn't realize how much they served our country, obstacles they faced.
I'm G Money, historian. Buffalo Soldiers who served this country, they had to go through tremendous adversity. And we stand on the shoulders of those who went before us.
And when was the Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club nationwide started?
It was started back in 1993.
Yeah, so it's been a good 30 some years, yeah?
It's been a minute, yeah.
So I'm just wondering, how do you guys keep that same spirit alive?
Is giving back to the community. That's what this club is about.
Buffalo Soldiers' history should be continuous. We are into charity, into our community that we live.
One example is our annual charity that we kind of focus on is our Thanksgiving dinners. I'm Kickstand, I'm vice president. 16 years ago, we had 6 families that we delivered full Thanksgiving dinners to. Today, 16 years later, this year we did 150.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think the ride that has meant the most to me so far has been the Thanksgiving drive. I'm big sexy. I've been with the club for about 6 months. I think there's a stigma that goes along with riding bikes. I think what we show is that we're part of the community and we're here to support you. And to see just their faces light up, right? To hear things like, Mom said we might not have Thanksgiving today. It's powerful, right? Bikers should get teary-eyed every once in a while, and that will do it to you.
Yeah.
It's amazing to be part of it.
If I can just piggyback on what Big Sexy said, I'm ADHD. I've been in the club for 8 months. This was the first turkey drive I'd ever been a part of. And it was very emotional for me. I was totally unaware there were so many families in this city that had so little. And we pulled up to what I would call kind of sketchy neighborhoods. But this one neighborhood just sticks in my mind. It was clear by the conditions that these folks had very, minimal to survive. And we pulled up, and it's 2 little kids ran out in the yard, eyes just huge, and smiled from ear to ear, and wanting to get pictures with us. And it just makes your heart just so warm that somebody that has so little can be that happy with just a little bit of help.
I am Jester, secretary. I have been in the club for probably, I'd say, about 5 years. One of my favorites, other than the turkey drive, is we go to Hutton Settlement, a home for kids. For turkey drive, we'll drop off 10, 12 boxes. And then for Christmas, we go back over there and drop off presents. The kids love it.
Yeah.
So that's another good one.
I'm Honey. I am the assistant secretary and I do social media, and I've been in the club for about 5 years. Something else we've done, we did a toy drive for our place, and we did, with the Hutton Settlement, we did a bowling night, we did a movie night, and we did a diaper drive for our place too. So it's not just for the holidays, it's for other things. And we have a scholarship.
What's your scholarship?
G-Money?
Yeah, we have a scholarship that we present to the schools every year in search for candidates, and those students who are going into college into the next school year, they will submit an application with an essay about the Buffalo Soldiers. So that's our way of asking them what you know about the Buffalo Soldiers history, and then we'll choose a student, or sometimes it's two, depending on what we have to offer. But that's one way that we love to give back to our students and so into those who will be our leaders in the future.
I love that. The Buffalo Soldiers is a historically black soldiers, which a lot of adversity. There's a lot of adversity just against motorcyclists as well. I've learned your history with the Spokane Lilac Parade. Is my understanding motorcycle clubs are not allowed to ride in that parade? Is that right? Historically, yeah. And then you guys were able to break that barrier as a historically black, representing Buffalo Soldiers and motorcyclists. So that's just a huge bridge to have crossed. And I'd love to learn more about how you guys did that.
Well, when we first learned about the Lilac Parade and being a part of it, I was told on several occasions that we weren't allowed to do that because we were a motorcycle group. Mm-hmm. And I just pushed forward and saying, you're not taking no for an answer. As we remember the history of those Buffalo Soldiers and the courage and tenacity that they had, they didn't give up, right? So here as a motorcycle club here in Spokane, we're not going to give up. The Buffalo Soldiers history is something that should be celebrated on Armed Forces Day. So we just kept going forward, and finally they did let us, participate. And it was with a promise that, we would be on our P's and Q's and not do anything crazy, dangerous, or outrageous. And we came to do that. And from that day forward, we've always been invited back to the Lilac Parade. It's an honor to do that because in the past, motorcyclists, period, weren't allowed to be involved in the Lilac Parade.
Yeah, well, what was that like for you guys riding in that parade for the first time?
I really enjoyed it. I'm easy. I'm the treasurer. I've been in the club since 2004, so 21 years. When we wear our hats and our shirts, nowadays we have people come up and say, "Oh, Buffalo Soldier, that's a good group. I thank you for all you guys do and all you guys do around the community." And it was that got me into it.
Anyone else? How was it?
When we rode in it, I'm speaking for myself, it was a pretty proud moment,
Yeah.
We spent all day polishing bikes, and
Yeah.
Curtis had a float that we pulled, and it was a good time. A little hard on the body because you're only doing about 2 miles an hour, and you spend most of it walking your bike through and trying not to overheat and have motorcycle issues, which we've had over the years. So
Yeah.
It was great last year because we actually were up front. We were like the first group to go through. It was just exciting because it was like, hey, we're leading the whole Lilac Parade through.
Yeah, and you guys got to be front and center.
I just want to comment a little bit about the being the first, because it's best for us to be first, because before we came up behind the mounted police. So
Not as fun.
dodging horse stuff on the street is not fun.
You're doing a little obstacle course. What about some of the newer, who's the newest?
My name is Lucius. I've been in the club for a little over 4 months now. My first ride was in August when we rode for the Ronald McDonald Drive, and that was something incredible. Something else that we focused on this past summer. My great-grandfather was actually a Buffalo Soldier.
Oh, my God.
He served down in Nogales, Arizona during the war. My name, Lucius Jackson, he's actually Lucius Jackson Sr., and I'm the fourth, so our name kind of carries through. The name alone got me attracted. Everything else was just a cherry on top to hang out with the group and get to enjoy their company and the brother and sisterhood that they all share, to have that sense of camaraderie and the history of the Buffalo Soldiers. And I guess indirectly my name being attached to that is something incredible.
Yeah, so it's super close for you.
Yes, ma'am.
We haven't heard from, is it Alicia? Aisha. What makes you come back to support here on a Sunday afternoon?
I don't ride. I backpack with Lucius. But I really enjoyed being in this group. They've been really nice to me and welcoming. So I always enjoy whenever I can go out with them and help out.
I'm Fred Red. I'm the road captain. Been in the club for 21 years also. Like Lucius over there, my grandfather was a Buffalo Soldier too.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I really didn't get the opportunity to talk to him about the things that he did back then and the adversity that they had to do in Jim Crow South, you know. So that was one of the main reasons I wanted to join. I wanted to know more about the Buffalo Soldiers and black history in general.
I'm in it for the kids. I love to see the faces of the kids when we come by. They, asking us to rev our engines. For us, it gets a little tenuous because if you don't want to overheat your bike. But seeing those faces of those kids and, oftentimes we'll throw out candy to them and they just love it.
Piggybacking on G Money about the kids, definitely about the kids. So whether we go to the Hutton Settlement, Ronald McDonald House, Martin Luther King Center, it's all about the kids. So to see the kids have a smile on their face, or our Thanksgiving dinners where we know that they're going to eat at least good one day out of the year. Well, probably 2 or 3 with the stuff that we give them.
Yeah.
But, it's all about the kids and letting the kids know that there are people that care. And then for us, letting us realize that we don't have a lot to give, but we had enough to give back.
The only thing I'd add to that, too, is Prez said something to me that has always resonated with me. He said it maybe the first time that we were allowed in the clubhouse. And he said, we all have ownership to give back to the community, and we don't need the club to do that. But it's a great avenue to do it.
Right. No, that's amazing. So I guess I'm going to pick on some of the women. Women weren't allowed to serve in the military in the 1800s. For women, what made you join the Buffalo Soldiers?
I'm an associate member, so even though I have my endorsement and I technically own our trike, I ride with my husband on the back of the trike. But I feel like even though I don't have the voting privileges and stuff with the club, I'm equal in the club. These are my family members, and I jokingly say if this was a Tiddlywinks club, I would still belong because it's about my relationship with every single person in this room and what we do and the fun we have and the community that we've created in this room.
Great reason, community and support.
It's like a brotherhood. Hi, I'm Special C. I was secretary, but now I'm retired. I've been in the club for 15 years. I started because Curtis is my husband, and he is the president. We always ride together, and I enjoy where we do community services, and I really like that.
I was just going to say, in our monthly meeting, we designate, our historian designates a historical Buffalo Soldier, and then somebody does a report on them. So we are all reminded periodically about this guy, what he did, his history, and so it just kind of comes up to the top. It's not just, oh yeah, they're back here. They're still, we have pictures around. We've got historical pictures.
Some of those pictures are the 24th Cavalry Regiment that was actually stationed here in Spokane at Fort George Wright in 1898.
Wow.
Just a few years before we became members of the Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club, First Lieutenant Vernon Breaker,
Who was a Buffalo Soldier,
passed away. We've learned of that. We went to St. Mary's for his funeral. We get into town, and here comes the police. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna be in trouble. We're in so much trouble. It's the cops, right? So they looked at us and says, "You going to Vernon's funeral?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Follow me." So he turns on his lights, and he gives us a police escort to the church.
It blew our mind. I mean, just the respect that they had for the Buffalo Soldiers. And we're like, we're not them. We're just here to represent them. But the respect that they showed, we tried to sneak into the very back row of the place, and they made us come to the front row and sit next to Vernon's wife.
We're just part of an organization. But the respect that the name Buffalo Soldiers carry, when you feel that, it grabs a hold of you and it just stays with you. So Vernon Baker is our guy.
This is Missing Man's table.
Yeah, this one's for Vernon Baker. This side of the table we've got set up for Vernon, and then we have a place setting for one of our members who passed during COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Last year, we came to know that there was an actual Buffalo soldier buried in Spokane. And he was buried at the Greenwood Cemetery in 1934. And in 1934, he did not get a gravestone because he's a man of color. So there's letters that his granddaughter has that his wife wrote to the military, hey, I'd like to get a headstone for my husband. They said no. So when we found out last year that he didn't have a headstone, it was a mission that we have to get this guy a headstone. We have to give him a proper burial. There was a couple no's in there, but again, moving forward and staying on task, you know, something like this, no is not an answer. This has to be done. And so we contact DC, and we were able to get him an actual headstone and a proper burial. His discharge papers are actually by Vernon Baker's on the wall, and that's actually his picture as well.
Yeah, this is Isham Mitchell.
And in that picture, he played an instrument called the saw, which was, I had something I had to research, because how do you play a saw?
Yeah.
Evidently played like a violin or something.
Okay.
It was an experience to learn that there's a person that served in the military, a Buffalo soldier, and was buried in 1934, and they didn't give him a headstone.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
So we tried to create a right, and we did. He's got a headstone, so he's got a place. He's got a proper place.
I think the soldiers, if they were here today, they would definitely give this group a round of applause and be proud of all of us.
I'm sure he's smiling down, looking at you guys like,
Playing the saw.
yeah, playing a saw. That really speaks to you guys in doing that. So where do you guys see your Spokane chapter? Where do you see yourself in 5 years as far as in the community?
We operate day by day. As we go forward, we're still going to continue our charity. We're still going to continue our history and reminding people of the legacy of the Buffalo soldiers. We'll be active in the community.
Right now, me and him, for the last, 3-4 years, have been in conversation about how do we keep this going. We're not getting any younger, you know what I mean, for riding. And so we're trying to figure out how we get the younger kids, the younger version of us to come up. And he's one of them, but we need more. You know, we can get guys our same age, and 5 years down the line, we're going to be in the same boat. So we're trying to promote it to where it's a cool thing for the young guys to come in and want to do this and stuff, so that we can keep carrying this off. We don't want this chapter to die, you know, so because we've worked so hard for it, and we'd like to get it to that point where we can keep it going. So
yeah, for sure.
When we do stuff out in the community, it generates questions whether we know it or not or see it or not. It does happen, and it does help, and it helps people remember the history of the Black regiments.
Yeah, I love that. It's made me do it. Hearing all the work you guys do, I was like, you know, you are carrying their legacy forward in such an amazing way. And thank you for all that you do. That's really amazing. If you had to use one word that would describe the Buffalo soldiers, just one takeaway. Yeah.
When I think of the Buffalo soldiers, I think of dedication.
I think of community.
Camaraderie.
for the Spokane chapter, it's diversity.
Bravery. Unity.
Oh, Kawasaki. No, I'm just. Oh, no, that wasn't my answer.
Okay.
One word: friendship.
Acceptance.
I would say perseverance.
Yeah.
The L word, love.
I would say caring.
Family.
Yeah. It's amazing. All amazing things that you guys are carrying forward. And like I said, for me and even my team, just coming out here today, I researched so much about the Buffalo Soldiers. I talked to my mom about it, talked to my aunt about it, talked to my friends about it. I was like, are the Buffaloes? I was like, I know them, but I don't know, really. I learned a lot just by researching to come here. I do appreciate you guys having us. You've really just embodied Buffalo Soldiers just from being out and everything you guys do. So that's really amazing. And I love the history. I love the history of everything. It's deeper than a lot of other clubs. So thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
We were able to get these photos from the Mac Museum here in Spokane, their archive. 24th Infantry that were here at Fort George Wright during the 1910 fires.
Actual, history right here. So that's really cool.
This is with our city council president. That was on the way to Oyster Run. It was Highway 20, but we were just over the lake. Diablo, yeah. Diablo Lake. Yeah, it's beautiful scenery there. And this is Seahawk, one of our missing men. Yeah, that smile is indicative of who this guy was. He's always joyful, yes. There he is, here's another picture of him here.
This came from the President of the United States, Mr. Trump himself. Now, did he auto-pen that? This is a recognition for Aisha Mitchell, who's back on the back corner over there. So
That's amazing. When you guys were able to get his headstone.
yes, they say I did an outstanding job, right? But anything to put the guy up front, right? Yeah, I did. And then our president at the time, that was his plaque as well. And there's also another award down there at Kickstand. Would you call it that glass one on the right? It was a Community Service Impact Award. There you go. Hold it up. Stand it right there. Community Service Impact Award 2014. There you go. We get our accolades. We don't go out and look for those. We get those. Well, thank you for stopping by today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.